So what do you make of this Maharlika Investment Fund? Do we even have enough fiscal space to actually afford our own sovereign wealth fund, especially at a critical juncture when we're still trying to bounce back from the pandemic?
Well, in principle, a sovereign fund would be good in order for the government to generate more funds because it would be reinvesting and diversifying its financial resources into interest-bearing activities, which would be good to expand government revenues. However, there will be a question on the credibility, again, as mentioned in the news, that who would be managing the funds, how will the funds be managed, and which investment instruments would these funds place as the first thing. Second, usually economies who are establishing a sovereign fund are those economies who are experiencing surplus, trade surplus, because this surplus would be the one to fund the sovereign fund rather than getting it from like what has been mentioned earlier in the SSS and the GSIS, which would be some sort of problematic because as of or recently we have been experiencing some constraints in funding the benefits of the members of these organizations given its limited fund as of the moment.
So given that, how big of a risk is it, the fact that we are actually going to source funding from pension banks as well as state funds here, the likes of the GSIS and SSS?
Well, the risk is really coming from how the funds would be managed in the future once the sovereign fund has been established. But at the onset, it would be a question of would the organizations or the institutions where the seed fund would be sourced be able to recover the said fund, and would they be able to continue providing the benefits to their members as soon as their fund has been reduced as it has been allocated to the sovereign fund.
Okay, now, resources are going to be put here, sir, and we have issues that are so fundamental, agricultural problems, educational problems, the price of onions. Is this the right time to be focusing government efforts on this when we are experiencing poverty, high inflation, and, agricultural problems and a food crisis?
But the sovereign fund is an option of government to be able to generate funds. However, given the issues that you have mentioned, there might be a more efficient way to be able to secure funds in order to finance the recovery of these sectors and to mitigate the issues of inflation and currency depreciation, or rather appreciation that we've been experiencing right now, to be able to stabilize the economy as we are about to end this year.